Guys, welcome to Disabled and Proud. This week, I am joined by so many people from People's First, Keeley and Craven, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with you guys because we've spoken before at NADEX. But I'd love it if you guys could introduce yourselves.
My name's Luke, and I am one of the podcast members. I've been a member at People First KC since summer 2021, and I think and feel that since the pandemic, I've really moved on, really built back my confidence, and really come on in lots of leaps and bounds.
That's amazing. And what about you, Shannon?
Hi, I'm Shannon and I'm a broadcaster and I do ICT and help others as well.
Amazing. So guys, I was wondering if my first question is going to be for both of you, and it's how do you describe your disability?
I'm registered blind and I was born with no sight. However, I've learned to get around largely like anybody else. I use a long white cane and I use sighted guide, and at school and during my education I had some good mobility and it taught me body protection as well. So I know I can do most things myself. I find some new things quite difficult to learn, but sometimes I find it very useful. At most times I find it very useful and not too difficult.
I don't really look at how my disability affects me in that way, to be honest, because when I was 4 years old I just got it. So like the seizures, so like the seizures, staring into space, that was us, like, if you're not concentrating on stuff, you would just be like,
And what condition is that because of, Shannon?
It's mainly like having epilepsy is not always, it's not fun, but in my condition, I wouldn't change the world for it. I would still have the people around me who helped me see. But it was a struggle for my mum and dad to help me come out of epilepsy in a seizure as well as other people like that. And if there's any people out there who is listening to this broadcast, I would say, like, you can take medication for it and that's like, because I've got box inside me, that's helped me more than anything. So it's a vegan nerve box where you have a magnet as well. So if you feel a seizure, I've got like wires going up my neck as well, so I know to swipe myself. And it is a struggle for everybody else, but yeah, it's kinda a whirlwind. But yeah, I cope with it very well.
I love what you just said about disability being a whirlwind, because I think regardless of what your disability is, I think everybody kind of feels like that too. You know, there are days where some things that you think you can do, you just can't. And it's not because you don't have the belief that you can. It's just sometimes it's a bit more difficult. And I think it's just so appropriate to mix the two, disability and a whirlwind, together. I think that was a really great way of explaining what it's like. For you guys, I was wondering, what are the most common misconceptions that people have about your disabilities?
What I've learned and what we have discussed whilst I've been here for the past nearly 3 years, it's important that we look out for others with learning disabilities in our communities.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, unfortunately, people get labelled by other people in lots of inappropriate ways about learning disabilities, and that's not on, because we know how important it is for people like us with any disability to be treated just like those who aren't with any disabilities, without disabilities.
Yeah, very, very true. And I love how you tied that in with everybody is just like everyone else. Just because something's a little bit different doesn't mean that it's wrong, or it doesn't mean that you are less than. It doesn't mean you're not worthy, because let's be quite honest, we're all worthy of absolutely everything, and anything that you want to achieve, you can. That's not even a question. But what is People First, and why is it so important to have services like People First?
Brooke.
Yeah.
We've got another one for that last bit. Shannon's got a bit as well.
Oh, sorry, guys. That's me on my end. I'm like, I get too excited. You go.
Shannon,
guys, this is great entertainment for you all. I'm so glad you're here watching this.
people with learning disabilities.
So I have got a question.
Oh, I love a question. You go.
So, like, when people think, like, you're gonna get trapped, like, with learning disabilities, and you're not like an adult, but you're more like children instead, that does irritate me.
Yeah.
People ask that all of the time, and you're not like a kid. You're more of an adult. So you're going to work, you're coming back from work, and people are thinking, actually, people don't do anything sat behind a desk. They're too lazy to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like reading and writing. I couldn't do that. That got taken away from me when I was little. And that was like the best thing what I wanted to do in my entire life. Was read and write.
Yeah. So, why is it important to have services like People First?
It's important because everything for adults like us with learning disabilities, sometimes there are those, I mean, I'm really good with hearing, and some that might not feel comfy about working in a big noisy establishment, and that's not all. There are some people who, in their, you know, when they finish education at 25, say, they might not want paid work immediately. So it's very important. The importance of it is because here, these are volunteers, members and staff, and we're not noisy. Our office is very clean, very calm, we keep the noise level largely quiet while we're working. And there's and it's just very safe that way. And for those who like it that way, it's better for them because, as I've said, some people don't like noisy places, and also they might not want to go into paid job yet, and so that's where the importance is.
I think it changed when I came here. I just thought this is the place for me in Keeley. Yeah, I like going on nights out and stuff, but I like doing my work as well. And I like meeting new people, and that's what it's all about. Knowing when you come into the office, you can talk to people if you've got an issue, caring about if you're getting bullied or anything like that. You can rely on team leaders like Janet, Shrina, the guys around you at work to talk to, because you always know they've got the shoulder to cry on, and they're there to talk to a lot of the time. And it's like family around you, and you've got their back.
It's that support, isn't it? It's almost like family, because you have people that you can turn to, and you have people who can support you and understand your experiences, and being able to have that is really invaluable no matter who you are. Like, I'm the exact same with the people that I work with. I'm the exact same with my friends, and that's a really important thing that we have to foster in this world. I can see that there's a hand going up in the big room. Is this for a question, or is this to add in? Yeah?
I think it's Adam.
Right. I'm gonna unmute you guys so you can all join in.
Hi, Brooke. So each of the members here have prepared something that they're proud of the work that they do at People First, Keeley and Craven. So I thought I'd just pass it on to them for this question, if that's okay.
I love this.
Hey, I'm Tom, and I'm one of the campaign workers, podcast presenters, the Easy Read checker, joint IT officer, and the DJ for the social nights. One of the main thing I'm proud of since starting People First is the taxi campaign, where private hire companies were charging up to double the price for people in wheelchairs, which was illegal under Section 165 of the Equality Act 2010, which majority of people wheelchairs users didn't even know it was illegal. So we helped change so that it was completely illegal for them to charge extra.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I'm a podcast presenter. I'm proud of the interview with Vicky Foxcroft.
So that was Graham, and he was saying that he's a podcast presenter and that he's proud of the interview he did with Vicky Foxcroft.
Oh, Vicky is such a great person, isn't she?
Yeah. Then we've got Jane down here, I don't know if you can see. Do you want to share, Jane?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jane Watmuff. Hi, I'm the podcast interviewer. I interview interesting guests. I enjoy doing the podcast on Mondays and Wednesdays. I do the uploading for the next episode to go out. I am proud of myself doing the podcast, and I feel important when I speak more clearly on the podcast. The next podcast I'll be doing with a local band, the 1964. They play 60s music. I've been a part in the podcast since 22 to this year. I really enjoy doing the podcast.
I am Daniel Jones. I am co-chair and podcast. My role is I am the board meeting boards.
My name is Adrian Swallow, and I am I am a fire marshal. I am proud of the constipation training I deliver because people with learning disabilities have died from constipation. It's important to know what to do.
My name is Bex. I am most proud of a positive pop-up. I support people with mental health at the event.
So Martin's going to sign for you, and I'll speak it. So do you want to come through here? So this is Martin.
I live by the park, and contributed for Lisa. It is a salary and passport, right?
So he said, "Hi, my name is Martin. I'm the communication lead. I teach BSL and Makaton, and we're a Makaton-friendly organisation."
Yes.
Thank you.
My name's Tracy, 9. Reception is personal assistant to manager, diary, board meeting, baby first, give that Craven.
Hi, I am Alex. I am an IT officer, IT fixer, editor, fire safety, and that.
My name is Amy. I do a tea, coffee at the choir and children downstairs. Can I hear that?
Yeah, she can hear it. That's really good.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of?
I'm proud of, I'm really good at tea, coffee a lot. That's my favourite thing. I do line dancing. To teach Rena. That's it.
Thank you. Okay. Then the last one we've got is Lindsay.
Hi, Brooke. I'm Lindsay. I'm co-chair of People First Craven Board. I'm very proud of being chairperson and being lives and women's health advocate.
And then, sorry, we've got one. Sarah, do you want to share? So we've got one more for you, Brooke, and then that's it.
My name is Sarah Clapperton. I'm an event manager, organised party and a big all-week and social night, other boy bands and Christmas party put in the diary.
That's it, thank you.
Guys, thank you so much to everybody who just shared then. That was, honestly, I loved hearing about all the little bits and bobs that you do. I love this. What I'm going to now do is, of course, I would love to hear from you all the time, but I'm going to mute it so that I can go back into the podcast studio with the other guys. But thank you so much for sharing. So, back to you guys.
Did you enjoy
I have a question.
that? Yeah.
Do you know what? I absolutely loved it. I loved hearing about what everybody was proud of and what they did, and it's a team effort, isn't it? Everything is a team effort, but having everybody say why they're proud of what they do is actually really important and really valuable. So thank you guys for sharing that with me.
It's not a problem.
So I have a question for you guys. And can anybody come in and join at People First?
Other adults with learning disabilities who might live local and who might be finishing their education for the last time. And we do agree that people who are at college who might want to do a work placement here as part of their course can also attend.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do in the office? So what can people come and join in with? Right to the microphone.
We did a pop-up one. Broadcast, gardening, social night, and ready show the services.
But we also have
three advocacies.
We're also a hate crime report centre, Brooke. So if anyone, we've covered this as well about hate and hate crime. We've joined events here. What have done a lot of that. If anyone out there feels that they sees a hate crime and it's someone that they know, or if anyone, they can report that.
Mm-hmm. So they can come in and report it at People First.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you guys do a podcast as well, and I was wondering, what is your favourite part of doing the podcast?
My favourite bit is when we do all our interviews. Since I started, we've had some amazing people. We've had a comedian called Billy Pierce who acts in the pantomime at the Bradford Alhambra. He's been doing it for a good 20 years now. So we've had him on twice. He was good. We've had our Keeley MP, Robbie Moore. We've had a man called Fraser Almondroyd from the Bradford Hate Crime Alliance. We've had, I could go through them all. We've had an author called Lynn Banks, who's a children's author. She wrote many books. Who have we also had? We've had,
Which was your favourite, Luke?
My favourite was Billy from the pantomime. He was really good. He was one of the best.
Don't worry, I won't be offended that you didn't say I was your favourite guest.
You were.
Because your episode was only released the other Wednesday, Brooke.
Oh, I know. Guys, I love that episode. I really, really loved it. I thought it was so good.
Nidex was brilliant.
I was actually listening to that last night to get me to sleep.
And what did you think? Did you think it was good listening back to it?
I actually did think it was amazing.
And
how
what about
we
you?
all conquered that fear.
Do you know
Because
what, guys? It was such a fun experience. It was so lovely to be able to do that live podcast with you guys. But Shannon, can you tell me what's your favourite part of doing the podcast?
I've got a few. So I like being the broadcast stream with the guys themselves. But for me, I like sitting behind a desk knowing I can make a change for other people and go home and tell other people what I've actually done day by day. And if people ask me what I've done, it's more of a relief for myself and others when they actually do. When Adam does put it on out there for other people to listen, as well as myself. It is hard.
Yeah.
We had one broadcaster and I felt like I was tearing up on that one. And it was so emotional.
Yeah.
Like IDEX, I think that was the best bit, having you there and interviewing you for the first time as well.
Thank you.
Because I felt something like you were giving me more than I gave you, more words than anything else. And you made me come out of my shell more as well.
Guys, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. I'm like tearing up behind this mic. That's made me really emotional.
Brooke, I just want to say again, it's Nidex. The day after Nidex, I listened to some of your other podcast work. I listened to one all the way through, and then I think about halfway through the second one I found them. It was absolutely fantastic. But Nidex, on that day, Katrina informed us both after that the whole room turned out for us, which was, I think we smashed everybody.
Do you know what? I think we did. And I think the questions that you guys asked me and the time that we spent together, people really took that on board and they really enjoyed what we spoke about. And I'm so proud of that episode because I think it's a really, really important and key episode.
It was like we all knew each other straight away though, and we bonded straight away from us saying our names straight away as well. And it was just like, yeah, know you, let's just do it sort of thing. And that's what touched us all. Because we knew we were scared, but we conquered that as well as knowing you and what you gave to us and what we gave back to you as well. And there was something what I took away from Nadex, what you said through everything about not being afraid and being yourself through it all and conquering your fears and not letting anybody put you down through it all. Stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And that were the biggest thing for me. And I cried when I got back to the hotel room.
Well, I'm crying now, so.
Brooke, you are not showing it. And that's the great thing. I mean, that's one of the important things. You are not showing it at all.
No, I'm glad my voice hasn't wavered yet, but my eyes are definitely leaking down the sides, and I'm glad my camera, you
try
can't zoom
and
in.
take a breath. That'll help.
You're not wrong, it will. Oh.
But look, I sat through your live podcast interview on stage after we'd done ours with you. And you and those two others, you were brilliant. You were absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you. That really, do you know what? That really means a lot, because I was really nervous for that event. And I only thought maybe 3 people were going to turn up. And to know that there were people in the audience honestly means the entire world to me. And much like it will do for you guys, because everybody turned out for your episode as well. So I completely thank you so much, guys. And I've loved this like friendship that we've all built, because I think this is actually so important, because it just goes to show that just because we're all under this banner of disability, we all experience disability completely differently. And that's something that I think is really important for everybody to take away, is that not all disabled people are the same, but we still experience the same things.
I understand. And one of the things we've learned is professional boundaries.
Yeah. So, guys, I have one final question for you. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to the question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And that is, are you disabled and proud?
We are. Just because disability disability does not hold us back. We are just like people without, and we are proud of everything we do.
I have to say, no, my disability doesn't hold me back. Because I know at the end of the day, one person has changed me for the better. And I have to say, he's in the office now. But Martin's taught me a lot through, like, working together, as well as a lot of people, when you work with him, they're actually colleagues, and you work with your colleagues a lot at the time, but they're not as family. It's family who you rely on and take the toll on, and the people who are your friends and your family, what you get worked up about, even if it's something what you don't want to share with your family, but you have to be there for them as well as other people as well. But for me, I can kind of say, yeah, I won't change my disability at all. I would keep it how it is, because it's a big part of me. Learning to drive is not my thing at all, because there's 2 bad drivers on the road. Too many times, anyway. I like getting chauffeured around too much.
Do you know what?
People.
I wish
Right.
I hadn't learned to drive because of that. I wish more people drove me around. I really do.
But I do thank them for it though. And I didn't thank the edition what I got. But yeah, I look at life like it's a jigsaw piece what we're missing all them years ago. And it's just coming to place after people first has always been there, sort of thing. So yeah, people first will always be my family, no matter what. And you will be.
Shannon, you're wearing us all up here. You're wearing me up. You're wearing Brooke up. That's a lovely thing to say.
Well, you worked on NIDEX with me, Lou, and you did a marvellous job with it.
It was marvellous for everyone, and even working behind the store was incredible. The whole 2 days was just... But Brooke, you were amazing, and I hope our professional friendship might continue.
Do you know what, guys? I have absolutely no doubt in believing that it's going to 110% carry on. I think it's been really lovely to chat to you guys today. There's so many more questions I want to ask. And if it's okay with you guys, I think we should do a part 2 at another date. How do you guys feel about that?
Yes, and yes, and then hopefully we'll be more used to the equipment. So let's hope that part 2 can be arranged.
I think it absolutely can. The big room, have you guys got questions you want to ask?
My big question is Baby First, Keeley and Craven. My love, all the staff here and members.
Oh,
Thank you.
So Tracy's just said that all the staff here are marvellous. That's really
And members and staff and members here. And people got good jobs in them as well. Thank you.
I've been here for a long while.
Yes,
You've
been here for a long while.
I've been here for a long while. I started running it with Jane May and Jane Brown and David Parr. Running it for a long time.
Yeah. Shall I share what that was? What it started as? So, People First started, Keeley and Craven started as the Out There Club, which was a social club. And that was Sarah, Jane, and some other people.
And Jane Brown.
Yeah, so several people, and then it became an advocacy group. But it's been really important to us that we keep the social aspect of it. So every month we have a social night that the guys vote on, and we believe that those social nights are the first step to advocacy, because people for the first time come and join us, and they look after their own money, they choose what they want to eat and drink, and yeah, they make friendships and learn social skills. And then again, eventually, if they need advocacy support, they know who we are. So that's what we do. Tom would like to say something as our final.
Well, first off, thanks for having us on your podcast. And going back to the bit when you said about being disabled and proud, my motto is always always think positive, and always think positive. So one example was I was on a bike ride and we were stopped at one hotel and my PA went in and they were like, you could struggle in here. And I looked in and I looked in and I was like, nah, gonna be fine, no problem. Because even if you just look at something, there's always going to be a way around it.
Thank you. Anybody else want to say thank you to Brooke?
Let him up, Brooke.
We'll do 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Brooke. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Brooke.
Look.
I can't cope. I'm crying. Oh, back in the studio. Guys, no wonder you love coming here so much. I'd be bawling my eyes out every day. Everybody is so supportive.
Every week here is a new story, brings a different story, and we Brooke, like what they have just said, me and Shannon would also, we can't thank you enough, and we as we said earlier, it would be lovely to have a part 2 to this interview, for you to ask many more questions, and you know, we like newcomers, and we like face-to-face interviews as well.
Do you know what, guys? I think, might speak a bit too soon, but I'm sure I can get it sorted. I think it would be a really wonderful idea if we had a day where we did some interviews together. But I'm not promising anything, but I think it would be a really good idea. And I like that idea, so I have to run it past the powers that be that are not me. I have to run it past them. But I think we should do something like that.
Yes, Brooke, but don't, without speaking too soon, it would be wonderful. That would be magical. It would be a magical experience.
Oh, guys, I have genuinely loved chatting to you all today, whether you guys are in the studio, whether you guys are in the office. I have absolutely loved it and loved hearing about why you're proud of what you do and what People First does and the podcast. It's been a really, really lovely way to spend my early morning. So thank you so much for agreeing to come on the podcast. It's been great. And I cannot wait to speak to you guys soon.
We've loved it, Brooke, and once more, do you have anything else to say? Because we always end by saying, do you have anything else to say to us guests before we leave?
Do you know what, guys? I think I'm good. I'm good. Do you have anything else that you want to say?
Well, yes, just it would be wonderful for you to come and be part of our podcast, because, or on Zoom, because we've all loved it so much, and we wish you well between then and now, and we have a great 2024.
Do you know what, guys? I'm sure I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank
Goodbye.
you, Brooke.
Goodbye.